Welcome to the Action Figures review. Today we're going to be reviewing one of my favorite action figure series, Mattel's Flashback line. I will be unboxing at least one of these 4 figures, perhaps all 4, to build my very own Howard Finkel figure. He's perhaps one of my favorite announcers of all time. So, I'm about to begin by opening one of my favorite characters, and I appreciate if you like and subscribe to this. Character of Million Dollar Man, Ted Dibiase. One of the most famous wrestlers of the 80s, and my personal favorites. First things first, we'll be opening this. Now the Ted Dibiase figure comes with torso, as you can see. Jacket and torso. So, we'll be taking him out of the packaging here. Let's see. As we can see, basic articulation. They just removed the option to have shoulder joints, as you can tell, as well as, I am not sure what other articulation point was removed, but you have this. This I'm not the biggest fan of. I think we could perhaps have made that a single molded piece. So there's Ted, there's his money symbol. Let's compare this to a Ruthless Aggression figure. Here's Ted, and here's one of the members of Gemini. And as you can see, Gemini, he has the shoulder joint, but there's your Ted Dibiase. And now, our Sugar, the Howard Finkel torso piece. This is nice, and I appreciate this. I love the Build-A-Figure. I don't know why they always insist on making it someone in a suit, but that has been the case so far. Ravishing Rick Rude. Here is where it says his name. Ravishing Rick. Howard Finkel Build-A-Figure. This is the figure that we'll be building, hopefully, if we have all of the correct pieces. There's Ravishing Rick. May he rest in peace. We will be opening this. It's sort of challenging to do with one hand, but it's important to make sure that I can see what's being filmed. Here he is. They call him Rick Rude. Perhaps one of my favorite wrestlers of the 1980s. As you can see, he has the purple tights that he was made famous for on WrestleMania SummerSlam. One of my favorite characters, perhaps. Let's compare him to the this Gemini figure that we have here. He stands a bit, almost the same height. He's a bit shorter. And of course our goodie, our Sugar that we get with him. Legs. Howard Finkel's legs. Now, Rick Rude, and as you can see, the legs, these are elite articulation style legs. That's Rick Rude. There he is, as you can see. He's sculpted hair, no shoulder joints. The boots, simply irresistible, I think that says. So, that is Richard Rude. here we're getting to one of my favorite characters, character of Sgt Slaughter. Now this isn't just any Sgt Slaughter figure. As you can see, he's wearing a ceremonial head garment. This is Sgt Slaughter when he joined with Colonel Mustafa, and I believe it says that all right here, if you can read that right now. So, character of Sgt Slaughter comes with the arms of Howard Finkel. There's the Howard Finkel figure that we're going to be completing, with any luck. Ted Dibiase and the $1 Million Man, the other two of the four that we're going to be opening this. Relatively easy to open. Clean break. Now the first thing we're going to inspect is the arms. Now this is the left arm piece, and here we have the right arm piece. Now these don't go for the Sgt Slaughter figure, they're for the arms of Howard Finkel. And this is Sgt Slaughter's character. Let's take a look. As you can see, he has the sunglasses. He's got a little bit less hair than I would like, you know, but I guess that's just true to life. They're not trying to make, you know, him flattered. They're just trying to, they have these pointy boots, just like his favorite character, the Iron Sheik, would have had at this time. Here is the hat accessory. So that's Sgt Slaughter. Oh, and just for comparison, here he is next to a Steven Richards figure, so you can see some of the differences between Mattel and Jakks. Cowboy Bob Orton, father of RKO Randy Orton. Build-A-Figure Howard Finkel. This is to create the head and microphone of Howard Finkel, as you can see right there. This is Ravishing Rick Rude. No, I'm sorry, Cowboy Bob Orton was the father of Randy Orton, manager of the main event of WrestleMania Mr. T and Hulk Hogan versus Roddy Piper, and Jimmy Superfly Snuka in the corner. Muhammad Ali was the ring beller. We'll be opening this action figure. Take a look at how it holds up. First things first, let's be removing this. Oh, this character's a bit fixated in there, but okay, we'll take a look at the Howard Finkel head. I'm sorry. There he is. As you can see, that's a pretty good likeness. Head size and compared to the Steven Richards Jakks Titantron Live, it's a little bit smaller. You could perhaps switch these two heads, but we're not exactly looking to do that in this moment. Okay, we have the Cowboy Bob Orton. It's a bit sticky in there. There he is. His character. Mattel Flashback series. As you can see, I'm upset about these shoulder joints. They shouldn't exactly have been removing those. And as you can see, the ankle joints as well. There are no longer ankle joints on the basic figures, and that's somewhat of a disappointment also. But there he is. Here's a Matt Stryker figure for comparison. Also, like the Sgt Slaughter figure, he comes with his own hat. This was Cowboy. We wouldn't be a cowboy without his cowboy hat. I wish we could have seen like a cast accessory, because Cowboy Bob Orton, always famous for the cast character. Which, and let's just for scale here, we'll compare him to my custom Domino Mr. Kennedy figure that I made. I made that about 2 or 3 years ago, and it was kind of a fun experience. I thought I would have to crack the torso, but it did not appear to be the case. I was able to successfully construct this figure with minimal damage to the pieces. I took the the head of Mr. Kennedy, and I put it on my Domino figure as well. So that was kind of a neat switcheroo, and I have Mr. Kennedy teaming with Deuce of Deuce and Domino now. So that is Cowboy Bob Orton. And here we are, we're in the midst of the grand finale. We'll be constructing our Howard Finkel figure as we place legs in with torso, and we know that it's a bit challenging with the one-handed. So I'm going to put the camera down right here for 1 second, and you can just take a look at some of the other action figures in my collection. Let's see here. As you can see, here's Hurricane Helms, I believe it is. So now we have torso, as you can see, legs and torso, and we will be attaching the arms. These are the Howard Finkel arms, of course. Now I like the color choice they used for this figure, because black is more of a classic color than you know, some of the grays, like the Paul Heyman Build-A-Figure. So there is Howard Finkel, minus his head. Now, obviously, this wouldn't be his head. But here is my Big Show R3 Tech figure. I've had that in my collection for probably since 2004. I can't recall when exactly that figure was released. So let me just put it this way. I've had that action figure for as long as it has been available. So either 2002 or 2004. I am not certain. But we are ready to present. And there is Howard Finkel. He's got his microphone. That says W for WWE. His back. His feet. Copyright Mattel, so obviously no one can copy off of that design. Let's compare him to the Ted Dibiase basic that we, since they're both wearing suits. Now Ted Dibiase, as I mentioned, is missing the shoulder joint and the ankle joint, whereas Howard Finkel, his character does have those joints, which is interesting because he is more of a stationary character than Ted Dibiase would be. However, I suppose in this instance, Ted Dibiase would be in a manager capacity since he's not wearing his ring gear. Just to compare, here is a Joey Styles Rhesus Aggression action figure next to Howard Finkel. As you can see, Howard's a little bit shorter. Joey's a little bit more built. And thank you. That is my Howard Finkel, and we are ready for display. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment. Any suggestions for future videos, let me know. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.